member for Children's Services. I'm Councillor Donaghy and will be chairing the meeting this morning. Item number 1 is monitoring of Executive Cabinet member decisions, and members have had an enclosure. Members, any comments, questions?
It's as up to date as we can get it. We only got that back last week and Jill Taylor's worked on that, so I'm pretty sure that's up to date.
Okay, I note this report. Thank you. Item 2 is the item regarding an independent panel advisor, a permanent post being created, and I think, Paul, are you taking this?
Yes, thank you, Chair. This is something that I can just give a brief overview of. Basically, we're a bit of an outlier of this when you look at how we operate in across.
Mute.
Sorry, did someone say something?
No, carry on, Paul.
No, carry on.
It
okay,
was Councillor Sears. It
yeah.
was Councillor Sears. Sorry, Councillor Crossley. She just said I'm on mute. I didn't realise she'd come into the meeting. Yeah, you're on mute, Councillor Crossley. That's fine. No problem. We're just on number 2 now.
Oh, you're on here. Don't. Just keep away. You've got your face on it. Let me just take myself off.
Okay, so I'll carry on. So we're a bit of an
Okay.
outlier at the moment in terms of our arrangements without an independent panel advisor. It's something that's actually being covered within the fostering teams. So this is something that we need to do to move forward, is basically set up a new post. So the report outlines it outlines the financial implications, and that will be covered using controllable revenue budget within the service area. So happy to take any questions on the report.
Members, any comments, questions? No? Okay, I approve the recommendations as outlined in the report for the creation of an independent panel advisor.
Thank you.
Item number 3 is the career grade business intelligence professional post creation again. And is this you, Paul?
Yes, Chair, thank you. It's me again. So this is creating additional capacity in one of our teams that deal with performance and analysis. Basically, additional capacity is needed because of additional asks on us from lots of different areas across the SEND system, with the holidays, activities and foods fund, the work we're doing around early help and supporting families, and also this team also covers adult services as well. So there's a lot of work coming down the line around the adult social care assurance framework. So this is just asking for an additional post that will be funded jointly from Children's and Adult Services. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Members, any comments or questions, please? Very well. I approve the recommendations of the report that a post of a career grade business intelligence professional be created and made permanent. Thank you. Item 4 is Mytham Road Primary School at Little Lever, and this is a report concerning the PAN numbers there. Is this you again, Paul?
It is, Chair. Thank you.
you.
This slightly different report, this one. Basically, we are projecting lower numbers. Well, we're not projecting. We are seeing lower numbers of births and have seen lower numbers of births over the past few years in Bolton, which is resulting in reduced demand for primary school places in some areas. In Little Lever, the projections are showing that we will have a drop-off, and we've been discussing with all the schools in the area how we are going to tackle this to make sure that we ensure that there's enough school places, but also that schools are protected and we don't see any schools that have excess capacity. So working with the schools in the area, we've agreed with Mytham to reduce their PAN number. That has been run through their governing body, and we're just looking for the final approval on this to take it forward. So happy to take any questions.
Members, any questions, comments, queries? No? Very well, Paul. I approve the recommendations in the report and that you contact the school's adjudicator requesting that the PAN numbers be reduced in accordance with the report. Thank you. Item number 5 is the increased capacity within the Special Educational Needs and Disabilities Assessment Service, and members have had an enclosure. Is this Geraldine?
It is, thank you, Chair.
Thanks,
This
Geraldine.
report, thank you. This report is requesting an additional 6 plan writers within the SENDAS service and 1 administrator. These roles are currently being covered by agency staff, and you can see within the paper the increased demand that's continuing within the SEND service. We have received some additional demand monies to cover those roles, so it's a request to make those permanent. In addition to that, we're also looking to add to the educational psychology service with 2 additional permanent educational psychologists. Their salary costs and on-costs will be covered by the traded service model in terms of their costs for schools buyback. Happy to take any questions or comments.
Members, any questions, comments, queries? If I could just comment and say that I welcome the creation of these posts, obviously for the savings as opposed to agency staff, but also with the educational psychologist. I hope that this will speed up the process of EHCPs, etc., because there has been quite a backlog. And one of the concerns I have was that children who are aware of a school that they may be attending going forward have the time to go and acclimatise themselves to that school, whereas the children who require ECHPs, etc., it seems that it's on the very last minute when they are aware of the school that they will be going to. Sometimes they are allocated a place, but the head teacher doesn't know the child's actual needs because the ECHPs are not in place. And so they're actually blocking, they're holding a place, but then it turns out that the place...
Could I just respond to some of that, if that's okay?
Yeah, can I just finish, please?
Of course.
So what I'm saying is that a place can be allocated, then that place is not suitable for that child. So effectively that school has been blocked for a period of time for some other child who possibly could have attended there. So it's just one of those areas that I have a little bit of concern about, and I've raised these concerns with Paul.
I'm happy to have a discussion with you, Councillor Donaghy, on those concerns. Just for members and yourselves to be aware, in terms of our timeliness for EHCPs, the national average is 49.5% of EHCPs are issued within 20 weeks. We are currently on 80% of EHCPs being issued within 20 weeks for last month. And through the last 6 months, we haven't dropped to any lower than 60%. And this was something that was commented on in terms of a positive picture in our recent SEND area-wide inspection. So not only are we doing much better than the national average, we're actually way better than most other authorities within the country for our timeliness of EHCPs, which is absolutely why we need these posts to continue. You're absolutely right. In terms of our children that are going to specialist provision, again, during our recent area-wide inspection, we were commented on in terms of our timeliness for the way compared to other local authorities that we actually inform children and young people and their families of the outcome for the schools. We would like to do that sooner, and we have an improvement plan in place that will take time, so that actually we want our children to find out at the same time as other children who access a mainstream setting. But again, compared to most other local authorities in the country, we're actually informing children and families in a much earlier way than they are, and they are often only informed towards the end of term. We actually do that by the end of May, half term, which gives them a half term to actually transition and spend time within those schools. So I absolutely hear you. We want the same ambitions for our children and young people with SEND, and part of that is around the journey that we're on with the additional staffing and capacity. But we do need to remember where we are in Bolton. We are in quite a strong position currently.
Thanks, Geraldine. Members, any further comments, questions, queries? Very well. I approve the recommendations in the report to increase the establishment as per the report before you. Thank you.
Sue, stop the recording, Chair, just before you go into the confidential part. I will stop the recording.
Okay.
Okay. We are on that one, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Sue.
Thank you.
We'll go into